Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's feeling healthy and doing well. And we are now going to our second installment of Rabbinic storytelling. If you recall from the first one, we had the story of Rabbi Yeshua and Rabban Gamliel when they had a difference of opinion. Rabban Gamliel was the Rosh HaYeshiva, the leader. Rabbi Yeshua had a different opinion from him, and Rabban Gamliel made it a point to bring Rabbi Yeshua to the Beit Midrash on the day Rabbi Yeshua thought was Yom Kippur. And even though Rabbi Yeshua in his own right, as we'll see more and more, was a scholar and leader, Rabbi Yeshua completely defers to Rabban Gamliel, and in the end comes to the Beit Midrash as commanded by Rabban Gamliel with his cane and his money on the day that Rabbi Yeshua believed was Yom Kippur. Both of these things break traditional rules about Yom Kippur, and they showed that Rabbi Yeshua was completely accepting of Rabban Gamliel's authority. So now we pick up our story again in the following place. Here's another story. Maaseh, betalmid echad, a student, came before Rabbi Yeshua. Amar lo, he said to him, Tfilat Arvit Reshut Chova. So the debate here is about Mariv, the evening prayer, and the question is whether it is optional or obligatory. Amar le, Rabbi Yeshua says it is optional. Ba'alifnei, the same student, then goes to Rabban Gamliel. And as we'll see, this particular student is a bit of a troublemaker. Amar lo, he says to him, Tfilat Arvit Reshut Chova. Is Mariv optional or obligatory? Rabban Gamliel says, obligatory. Uh-oh. Amar lo, the Talmud says to him, V'halo Rabbi Yeshua amar li reshut. Wait a second, Rabbi Yeshua told me it's optional. What is going on here? Rabban Gamliel takes the bait. Amar lo, hamteinad shikantu ba'alei trisin leveit hamidrash. Hold on a second. I want to take care of this in front of everybody. There's no subtlety to my authority, Rabban Gamliel is saying. I'm going to make a show out of this. And what I love about this phrase, ba'alei trisin, it's understood to mean the experts, the masters. But in modern Hebrew, one could understand it is as the masters of the blinds, the trisim. Okay, but that's not really what it means. Keshenichnesu ba'alei trisin, when all the experts came in, Amad Hashoel v'sha'al. The student asks again in front of everybody, Tfilat Arvit, Mariv, is it optional or obligatory? Amar lo Rabban Gamliel. Rabban Gamliel says, obligatory. Amar lahen Rabban Gamliel chachamim. Then Rabban Gamliel turns to his audience of sages. Klum yesh adam shechalek b'davar hazeh. Is there anybody here who disagrees with this? Amar le Rabbi Yeshua. Now Rabbi Yeshua obviously has a sense this is about him. He's a smart guy. Right? So what he's saying right away is, just like we saw him defer in the first story, no. He's saying, basically, nobody here disagrees. I'm the one you really have in mind. I don't disagree. I defer to you again, Rabban Gamliel. But Rabban Gamliel is not satisfied. But you were quoted to me as saying, in your name, that actually you think it's optional. Amar le, and therefore Rabban Gamliel says, Yoshua, amoda raglecha ve'ya'idu becha. Rabban Gamliel, rather than avoiding a confrontation, runs headlong into it, and then actually once again wants to make sure everybody knows who's in charge. He puts Rabbi Yeshua in his place and embarrasses him and says, stand up. Amad Rabbi Yeshua raglav ve'amar. Actually, Rabban Gamliel is raising the stakes, and he's saying, Ilmale ani chai v'humeit. So basically what's happening here is v'ya'idu bicha means like testify. So basically what's happening here is now Rabbi Yeshua is being called upon to swear, essentially, to say that he said that it was optional or obligatory in front of everybody, and to stand again to try and deny essentially that he said it was optional. Amar Rabbi Yeshua al raglav. Rabbi Yeshua stood up and said, Ilmale ani chai v'hu meit, yachol achai la'achish et hamet, v'achshav she'ani chai v'hu chai, heyach yachol achai la'achish et hachai. So Rabbi Yeshua is basically saying that this student who came to me and I told him I thought it was optional is standing right here and he's alive. Maybe if you weren't alive, I'd be able to deny it. But since we're both alive, how could I deny it? It sounds like Rabbi Yeshua on the one hand might have been prepared to lie if this person wasn't there. But another way of looking at it is Rabbi Yeshua's word would have been taken over this person's word. And so in that moment, Rabbi Yeshua actually had a choice, whether to avoid the shame for himself and lie and put to shame the person who's obviously a troublemaker, the student who's going from person to person, from one teacher to the next and having them give opposite a question answers. And he had the choice to basically take the heat himself. And Rabbi Yeshua chooses to take the heat himself. Even though in the beginning it's not even clear Rabbi Yehoshua meant to lie to everybody. Instead, maybe he just meant to defer to Rabban Gamliel and say, I might have had this opinion before, but now I am conceding that Mariv is obligatory. So Rabban Gamliel continues to teach. Rabban Gamliel Sheva Deresh, Rabbi Yeshua made our Raglav. Rabbi Yeshua is still standing there. Ad Sharininu Kol Ha'am ve'amru lechutzpita Torgaman Amod ve'amad. So then the Torgaman, Rabban Gamliel is having somebody explain, or not, Torgaman probably doesn't literally mean translate, okay, but interpret what Rabbi Gamliel is teaching, and everybody is saying to the person who is conveying Rabban Gamliel's ideas, stop it, ve'amad, and he stopped. They've had enough. Amri, they say, ad kama netzare v'nesil. How long can we let Rabban Gamliel's torture causing trouble to Rabbi Yeshua go on? Rosh Hashanah shtakad tzare. So we already saw that story, and Rosh Hashanah caused him trouble. Bibechorot b'maseh Rabbi Tzadok tzare. Also, this is another example of where Rabbi Yeshua was caused trouble by Rabban Gamliel. Hachinami tzare. Here too, Rabban Gamliel is causing Rabbi Yeshua to suffer. Ta v'navre. Let's depose Rabban Gamliel. Let's get rid of him. And apparently that's what happens. Man nokim late. So now they're already on the question of who should we put in his place. Nokme le Rabbi Yeshua. Should we put a Rabbi Yeshua in his place? Baal Masehu. You can't do that. Rabbi Yeshua is involved. And it might look bad, right? It might look at Rabbi Yeshua like all along, like he was maneuvering politically. And so we're not going to give somebody the opportunity who was very involved himself. Nokme le Rabbi Akiva. Should we establish Rabbi Akiva in place of Rabban Gamliel? Dilma anishle. So this is interesting because even though Rabban Gamliel is being deposed, they still are concerned about Rabban Gamliel's authority, and they're saying that maybe Rabban Gamliel will still punish Rabbi Akiva, delay the zechut avot, or cause him shame, because Rabbi Akiva doesn't come from a legacy of Torah scholars. He doesn't have merits of his ancestors. Elenokme, the Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Let's establish Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Tehu chacham, tehu ashir, vehu asiri leEzra. He is wise, he is rich, and he is 10th generation from Ezra. Hu chacham, he's wise. Di makshi le mefarek le. Anything he's asked, he can answer. Vehu ashir, and he's wise. Di itle lefalucha leve kesar afu azaluflach. He'd be able to carry himself as a Rosh Yeshiva, as the head of the Beit Midrash, as a leader of the Jewish community. He'd be able to do well in front of the Caesar. Vehu asiri leEzra, and he's 10th generation from Ezra. So he has the merits of his ancestors. He has a legacy. And so Rabban Gamliel wouldn't be able to shame him. Atu ve'amrule. So they go to El Azar ben Azariah. Nichale lamar de lahave reish metivta. Would you like to be the head of our yeshiva? Amar lehu. He does what any wise married man does. He says, hold on a second. Ezel ve'imlich ve'ani shivete. Let me go speak with my wife. Azel ve'imlich b'devetu, and he goes to speak with his wife. Amar alei. I'm going to go see now. It goes to the next page. Let's see if I can successfully do this. No, I don't often do it successfully. I'm going to pause and come right back. So he goes to his wife. And she says, Dilma mavrin lach, they're going to depose you next. So why would you do this? Amarle says to him, Lishtamish anish yoma chada bechasa demokra ulamachar litvar. Better to drink from the cup of honor today, even if tomorrow it's taken from me. Amarale, or it's broken. Amarale, she says to him, Leit lach chivarta. Hold on a second. You don't have any white hair. Meaning, are you sure you're going to be able to carry the authority of the position? Hahu Yoma, are people going to listen to you? In other words, Hahu Yoma bar Tamane Srei Shana Have. He was only 18 years old, so that was a pretty legitimate question. Itrachesh le Nisa, but remember I told you there's politics, there's halacha, and there's magic. A miracle happens. Va'adaru le Tamane Srei Dare Chivarta. And what happens? 18 rows of hair turn white. So now he's got the gray hairs to prove that he is wise. Hainu de Kamar Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, and this is why we say about Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, why he says, Hare ani keven shivim shana, I am like 70 years old, velo ben shivim shana. The difference is, he doesn't say he is 70 years old, he says he's like 70 years old. Now I'm going to come back to this. This is the piece of the Haggadah that I alluded to before, and I want to read a little bit more of the Gemara in the third installment of Rabbinic Stories, and then I'll explain why it's so interesting and not surprising how the conversation goes in the Haggadah that we learn about, where Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah says, I am like 70 years old. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and see you soon. Stay healthy.